Welcome everyone to the spooktacular. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Okay, so we're starting. Welcome everyone to When Madmen Leave the Blind. Welcome everyone to When Madmen Lead the Blind, where we are now going to enter into the darkest recesses of the mortal and unmortal psyche. In today's episode, our five nefarious ne'er-do-wells are preparing to convene in the dark confines of mortal reality, also known as Gary, Indiana. When you received when you received your notice from the Prince of Chicago, he told you to avail yourselves of a very specific back alley behind a pizza parlor in Gary, Indiana, in order to enter yourselves into Chicago proper. We're going to go from the top about how you managed to enter into the United States of America, whether if you are outside of country or how you make your way here if you are inside country. I want you all also to remember that you each have 2 points in masks. I forgot to fucking give that to you. Um, so bear that in mind. You actually have a fully functioning mask that actually passes sensors, so you can go through customs if you're arriving from a foreign environment. Now, Phoenix, you're at the top of the list, and I'm not going to take your usual bullshit where you tell me that you have to go last. How do you enter into the United States and arrive in sunny and exotic Gary, Indiana?
So Irene has already been in the United States for a while now. So I don't I'm sure you don't care if I don't go all the way back to like through her backstory. She is originally from England, and London specifically. And but she's already been she's in New York. That's her like main home base essentially. But she does have a penthouse here, just a humble, small one in Chicago as well. So, once she got the call, she came down, and that's how she got here.
Okay, perfect. Now, Libby, how do you enter into the sunny and exotic Gary, Indiana?
Can you please repeat what you said about border control or border patrol and you said something about customs?
If you are arriving internationally, are you arriving internationally?
I had planned to, but perhaps for convenience sake, we will say that she was already here.
You can arrive internationally. You have a fully functioning mask. You have a fantastic real passport via your rotational identity. It's fine.
Yes. Florence has a very real passport. Florence is currently residing in I can't remember how it's pronounced. Broughton is a small town in southern Scotland where she heads the local literary chapter of the Robin McKinley fan club. Um, and makes a small name for herself among aspiring writers and other artists. Um, but as she was called here, she made her way by plane because we are living in a modern world with modern conveniences. And probably flies into O'Hare, which is a great experience for anyone coming to any place. And then takes a horrible ride from there on regular transportation into Gary, Indiana. A little tired, a little worse for wear, but nonetheless determined to make the best of it.
All right, perfect. Andre, I will also give all of you
Yes. So,
a 1 minute courtesy break before you introduce how your character actually talks, so we can hammer it out. All right, Andre, go ahead.
right on. Yeah. So, Yannick Pösel is flew in from Germany. Um, he he planned on coming just kind of like being shipped as like luggage, like just being shipped in a big like nailed shut crate. Is how he normally travels, but right now he's enjoying the benefit of this mask that was supplied to him. So he's doing economy, and he's very, very comfortable compared to his usual flight lodgings.
All right. SJ.
Lovely, lovely. Kian also flies in and arrives at the O'Hare. Not a pleasant experience, but not terribly unusual for him. And he's rolling on with his day as best as one may. Perhaps his very bright red hair, cut short, could be noticeable, but other than that, which is frankly less weird than the numerous blue-haired people flying in and the hipsters, he looks like an average Joe. The kind do not know him, save for a few special friends. He looks like a polite college boy. Just a little bit more competent. And he transitions from well-mannered in customs to sullen and near invisible on the bus and 2 taxis to get to Gary, Indiana for the first time ever, though he has of course heard its reputation.
Perfect. Andy.
So, Alphaba St. Martin lives in Chicago in the neighborhood of Old Town where he has a house. So he actually just took the L into the city and then hopped on the South Shore because this is actually where he normally goes. This pizza place has his favorite pierogies. So this is where he normally goes. So he's actually he's pretty familiar with this area. He thinks it's pretty good. Good working man's place.
Oh my god. All right. A lot of you find yourself converging upon the back alleyway. The cars are parked. The neon lights abrasively cut through the dark of the night, and in the distance you can see the glittering citadel of Chicago flanking Lake Michigan. Now, do we want to take a minute to figure out how our characters actually sound before we start doing this? Or do we want to just fucking do it live?
Let us raw dog it.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right. The 5 of you enter into the back alley. The rest of the kind are busy stuffing themselves with the horrendous carbohydrates that they have grown accustomed to. And the 5 of you kind of intuit, kind of a faint tingle on the back of the neck, that the other 4 around you are the strange members of the night that you are to make contact with. All you recollect is the prince gave a very unflattering caricature of each of you as a descriptor to the others, and that you are to await here for a vehicle that will take you into Chicago proper.
You know, I have this pass. I get a monthly pass, blah, and we could actually. It's a big savings of money if you want to get in on it over at the South Shore station. But I know we're supposed to take blah this car. It's up to you guys, though. Blah.
God fucking damn it, Andy.
Wait, so there's a car waiting for us? Is that what I understand?
You're waiting for the car.
Okay, we're not. The car's not there yet. Okay, got it. Yannick just kind of stands there and stares at each of them and doesn't say anything. He's just like standing still, just kind of sizing them up.
Do you always extend open invitations to such strangers? How very generous. Keon is going to extend his hand for a handshake to Alpha. I'm sorry, please correct me on the name pronunciation.
Alphaba St. Martin.
How would you know
Alphaba.
that? You haven't been interviewed.
Fine. Okay. He extends
I'm
it.
Alphaba St. Martin is the name. Organic Coffin's my game. Blah. You're gonna wanna. I could see you guys look a little tired. Blah. And let me tell you, by sleeping in coffins that are not organic, you're gonna find that your sleep health is just not as good as it could be. Blah.
Yannick looks at Alphabet St. Martin and just says, "Bucks is bucks."
Okay. I'm not sure what that means,
Yeah.
Blah, but
It was a very long.
Box is box to you too. Is that maybe that's his greeting in his country. So box is box to you, pal. Blah. And I hope we can get along great.
You're speaking of organic coffins, but box is box.
Oh gosh, Blah. You don't know what you're talking about. May I just say? No offense. But,
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Party foul. We need to take a minute here. We're gonna take a minute.
Okay.
On with the coffin motif.
so I'm just telling you, if you haven't slept in one of these bad boys, Blah, you're gonna want to give one a test drive.
Please tell me he has tiny little sample coffins with him.
Yeah, he pulls it. First they think he's pulling out a steak, but it's really just a sample of the wood, the organic. Like, look at this, feel this. That's not a veneer, Blah. This is the real thing. That's solid organic pine there. That's the best
Wait,
there is.
did you say you took out something that looks like a steak?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yannick like reaches for his belt where he has a. Oh wait, yeah. Ian, do we have like? Would I reasonably have a weapon on me right now or no?
You have a 9mm handgun, a Beretta 86F.
Okay, great. As you pull out the thing that looks like a steak, Yannick kind of like pushes his duster over and like hovers his hand over his gun.
Wait, like steak as in the implement and not steak as in the food?
Yeah, steak is.
Yes, implement, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that changes things.
Yeah. So Yannick's like hovering his hand over his like,
Florence
and
backs away.
he's just staring at him until he then sees that it's not in fact a steak.
You're a little jumpy, Blah. This is not surprising for a guy who probably didn't get a good day's rest. That's all I'm saying.
Irene is gonna jump in for a second. She's been listening to the conversation, and she's a little extra, so she's smoking a cigarette with like one of the long cigarette sticks.
Oh,
And she's just gonna kind of smile and look at the wood that he pulled out, and she's just going to say, "My, what lovely wood that is." I'm Irene, by the way. I think if the car's been called, we should wait for the car. And that's and I'm gonna start out.
Yannick kind of um, pushes his coat so that it covers up his gun and just says, "Yannick."
okay.
Kiana Dorothy. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Oh, and hello to you.
Wait, Libby, are you talking?
I was going to. Never mind. I wasn't going to talk over somebody else, though. I'll wait.
No, baby, it's fine. I just didn't hear you. Let me turn the volume up.
No, butt in. That's what vampires do.
It is.
Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say.
All good.
Never mind. Sorry, the migraine meds haven't kicked in yet.
Oh, baby!
I'm sorry. I might need a few minutes, or I might be a bit slow for the first few minutes.
I didn't know you were having a migraine. I'm sorry. All right. Kiana Dorothy, pleased to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure's all mine, blah. And as Alphaba shakes her hand, when he pulls away, he left a business card in her palm.
Wait, is Alphaba a man or?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Kian will go ahead and deftly do a little flourishy wrist twist to show the business card and hold it up in the air almost like a toast towards Alphaba and put it in his pocket.
Florence will take another step. Will take a step back towards the group. The evident, the possible threat not being a threat after all, and decide to introduce herself. My name is Florence. I'm curious about the process that you have for production of the coffins. What kind of artisans do you have working on it?
Oh, blah, let me tell you, I got nothing but the best. All Singapore, all day. They're all children. They all are enslaved when they are very young, so they know nothing of the outside world. Blah. They are just working on these coffins from they born till they die. And you know what's perfect is if they actually die and they're desanguinated, you could just put them right in the coffin because they're right there. Blah.
Oh, but then this will be cold when it comes to you. What about the material on the inside? The fabric lining?
Oh, the fabric
I'm very curious about the weave.
Yeah, it's 100% a synthetic velour.
Ugh,
Nothing
the
but the
worst
finest.
invention of this century.
Oh, it's so nice. I mean, we don't sweat like mortals, but if we were mortal, this thing would just it would hold in all the juices. So it's watertight.
It's not about sweat. It's about dedication to the craft. It is about quality and about indulging in the thing that is the most important to you, that you spend most of your time in.
Irene is nodding.
But
Well,
that's neither here nor there. Has anyone seen the car?
The car has yet to arrive.
Do we know what kind of car it's going to be?
The invitation only says, await a car.
Car. Hmm. Do we know where it's taking us?
Wrigley Field.
Are the Cubs in town? Blah.
It's an off season.
This is confusing.
What an interesting. Excuse me. What an interesting topics of discussion you seem to prefer out in public with strangers, Mr. Alphaba.
Oh, it's nothing new to talk about the Cubs, around Chicago. Blah. This is nothing. You talk up this with anybody, people you meet on the bus. When's the last time you were on a nice Chicago bus? Let me tell you, you're in for a real treat.
I'll keep it in mind.
Choose for awareness to politics, tyranny.
Is this your first time visiting Chicago?
It is indeed the first time I've had this pleasure.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure it will indeed be a pleasure.
I sure hope so.
Kian is looking rather intently at Alphaba.
Did you need something, Blah?
Pardon?
I don't know, the way you was looking at me, I just thought maybe there was something I could do for you, Blah.
Kian's gonna take the business card out of his pocket and just kind of wave it and put it back as like an okay gesture.
Oh, yeah. If I don't answer, just leave a message. I'm probably having a sleepy time in one of my luxurious all-organic coffins. Blah.
Well, it's interesting to know that we seem to have two craftsmen in our midst. He's gonna nod towards Florence.
Oh! And what is it you make, Blah?
I am. You could call me a tailor, or a seamstress if you like. I deal in costuming primarily, but I also make some daily wear pieces when I have the time.
Wow.
But I am an admirer of all other forms of craftsmanship as well, though I may not have the aptitude myself.
Yannick walks over to them and he kind of like doesn't say anything. He just reaches into his coat again, almost like he's going to produce a weapon like he did earlier, but he pulls out like a little wooden duck, just like a tiny little wooden duck that he can fit in the palm of his hand. And then he says, he says, I make two. I whittle.
Florence smiles and says, I like ducks.
I like ducks too.
Sorry.
Okay, ducks. Ducks it is.
Tell me then.
After Alphabet says ducks it is, Yannick just like looks at him and just kind of scowls, like as if to say, "Who asked you?" I just want to take this moment. Andre, the player, fucking loves Alphabet Saint Martin. Yannick Yannick does not like him. He's not off on the right foot with this guy. Like he fucking does not like this guy.
Gotcha.
Same for Kian's
But
impression.
I, the player, fucking love him, and he's the best.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, Andre.
Well, oh no, I was just saying I, the player, fucking love him. But yeah, he's just like mean mugging him.
I feel like you guys are all in really finely tailored outfits, and he is like in a shabby kind of suit that doesn't quite fit, wrinkly.
Yannick kind of looks like shit too. He does have he took the ugly flaw, so he's ugly. He's just kind of huge and lumbering and uncomfortable. He's in like kind of like a dirty duster, a dusty duster, and his shit's all his shit's all torn up, and he kind of smells.
Gotcha.
Yeah, feel free during this interlude to describe your characters.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Kian will be wearing his best attempt at very nondescript clothes. He would have been wearing... Yeah, he'll just be wearing slacks He would have been wearing a button-up and a blazer when he went through the airport, and would have taken both off and put them in his pack now. Be wearing a long-sleeved crew neck t-shirt and some very forgettable color, like gray. Truly, the only thing about him that could stand out is the bright flaming red hair that he refuses to shave, short as it may be.
Okay. Irene is wearing what looks to be vintage designer 90s red dress. It's a mini dress with like a little slit like in the side to show a little leg, a little more leg, I should say. And she's also wearing it with some pretty tall, like under the knee, but like knee length, like black boots. And she also has a black jacket on as well. That's just like like also kind of in line with like the 90s. And currently her hair is like kind of like shoulder length, sort of that 90s bob. So she's definitely going for a 90s vintage-esque vibe.
What year is it?
2024.
Holy crap. Same as now.
But Irene prefers vintage designer clothing, so she'll mostly be wearing vintage things.
Quick thing: are any of you wearing white?
Why?
Are any of us wearing white, you say?
Yes, white.
On a day of airport travel? Most certainly not.
No, I
It's
wasn't planning on it. Does somebody need to be?
no, it's a kindred flex. You wear white to indicate that you're so good at killing, you don't have to worry about getting anything on your clothing.
Ooh, that's a flex.
I like
Yannick
that.
does not wear white.
Love it.
Yannick gets blood everywhere.
There is
Yeah, I was
a
gonna say,
there
Shirt
is
is white, but it's very much faded and stained.
there is a section in the main source book that talks about clothing and what kindred used to represent, and the biggest flex you can do is wear white, because it demonstrates, look, I could kill everyone in this room, and this outfit will still be white. It's pretty
you know what?
powerful.
Actually, I will change that then, since he would have, changed out of basically his outer clothing. The long sleeve, nondescript crew neck t-shirt will be white, but other than that, it's very average.
Yannick's got a red shirt on. Whatever message that gives.
The prototypical thing is black, because black obscures. But anyway, carry on.
All right. Uh, is Mr. Alphaba able to? What about Mr. Alphaba's appearance?
He's wearing a suit that's kind of frayed at the edges, threadbare. He's missing a button or two. His tie, you can't tell what's part of the design and what's just a stain.
Wow.
It, one of his socks, both of his socks are don't match, but and his pant leg doesn't go down quite far enough. He's clearly wearing a bargain on a bargain.
Okay. And I would imagine Miss Florence is just fashionable and beautiful, or perhaps we'll find out later.
Um,
It's okay if we're gonna find out later.
yeah, let's find out later.
Okay.
So as we're still waiting for the car, Yannick is kind of he's just kind of pacing and just looking out, and he's like kind of examining all the nearby cars to see if it's the right one. And he kind of absent-mindedly like pulls out like a lighter, like a Zippo, and he kind of like flips it around his fingers and like kind of lights it and like almost puts his finger over it, over the flame, and then like kind of flips it back over.
Keon will raise his eyebrows a little bit, but not like say anything.
You also see that Yannick has like facial scarring from like cuts, but then also kind of like on his neck, kind of up onto the left side of his chin. There's like kind of a huge like burn scorch mark.
So I believe. Fear not. Fear not. Oh, excuse me. Fear not, lass. I see Kian is now addressing Miss Florence, who has been a little quiet and looks maybe a little sickly, a little pale for a kindred. I see. You will be in need of a meal soon. May not be the most apt for socializing or much of anything else. Until then.
Indeed, I am not myself at present.
We shall. I look forward to getting to know you in the morning after we have eaten.
You as well.
And he's going to offer an arm stabilizer and yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go lie down. My migraine's not going away. I'm really sorry.
Nothing to be
but
sorry for.
I can just
Hope
catch
you
up on
feel
the
better.
recording. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's fine.
night.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, I hope you
Bye.
feel better.
Thanks. Bye.
That
All right.
sucks.
That's fine. We'll make do. We'll make it quick then. We'll just
Okay.
get you all in the car and then we'll close it out. Hopefully the sound effect I uploaded isn't the world's loudest sound effect. Let's find out. Did y'all hear it?
What?
No.
It was definitely not the loudest.
I didn't hear shit.
Let me try it again. Oh, what the fuck? I'm not hearing it either. Wait. All right, whatever. Anyway, you hear the stereotypical the cucaracha car horn sound? I'm gonna send you the sound effect. Everyone, listen to this right now. This is exactly what you hear. Which is always funny, by the way.
Okay.
The car appears. It is a large, armor-plated Cadillac Escalade, bulletproof windows. It's sinking into the fucking ground of the street that it's rolling over because of how much armor plating is on it.
Wow.
A guy rolls down a window, and he looks at the lot of you. He holds up a piece of paper and goes, "Middle manager, Irishman, prima donna, and weird looking guy. Yep, got him right here. All right,
Wait, what was Florence's description?
prima donnas.
Or was it two prima donnas?
Prima donnas. He said it plural.
Oh my god, sorry.
So anyway, we'll close it out from there. A lot of you can hop into the car, and you'll make your way out to good old Wrigley Field, where you will get your MacGuffin, and we will then figure out when the hell we're gonna play the game next. Sound good, gang?
Sweet. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Thanks,
Right.
guys.
Good
All right,
night.
take care, everybody.
Okay. Take care.